It was a cold February night, and I have just acquired an eighth of shrooms. I was living with my parents. I just bought an eighth. I had just bought some fruit roll-ups, and I was going to do shrooms for the first time. Even though it was my first time, I went into it completely blind. I like to think I'm a psychonaut. I've had tons of experience with LSD, so I couldn't imagine that shrooms would be too much different than that. And I rolled all of the eighth up into some fruit roll-ups, and I ate the whole thing. I tried not to throw up from the pure grit of the shrooms. But needless to say, once I got it down, I didn't feel the urge to throw up or to shit. I wish somebody would have told me that shrooms are a different level of a different game. Because in my mind, I thought it was just going to be trippy. I was going to be really giggly, like you are with LSD. I thought I'd see a little bit of tracers, and that was kind of what I was thinking going into shrooms. Nah, I met God. And I don't mean like I was so high that I met God, I died, but I had already believed in a higher power. I had already believed that there was something bigger out there than just you and me. And doing shrooms and not only enforced that, but showed me that there is in fact a higher power. Normally when I'm on any sort of psychedelic, my tummy is really sensitive, so that wasn't any different. I didn't feel like I was going to throw up at any minute, but I didn't want any clothes, like no pants on, like nothing touching my stomach. Just an oversized t-shirt was great with me. I felt like my stomach was filled with butterflies. I have this one picture that I acquired from Electric Forest a few years ago, and this artwork already means a lot to me. But there were some trees in the artwork, and the trees started swaying in the wind. Like, it looked like I was inside of the picture because the trees were just so vividly moving. Then the whole picture started swaying, not just the trees in the picture. It was the whole thing swaying like I had left a window open, like the AC just kicked on. But nonetheless, neither of those things happened. Oh, shit. I'm tripping. Then I started seeing faces and everything. I close my eyes, faces. I look at a blank wall, faces. I look at everything, faces. And I'm not gonna lie, this started to scare me just a little bit, but then the faces started shifting and then they disappeared. Next is when I started feeling everything so deeply. A depth that felt like it had been blocked by a closed heart. This energy grid started appearing with like a low humming noise. And I started playing with the grid. So I'll see if I can find it in a picture, but where all the points of the grid met, I would try to pull on it. And all the strings, all the lines of the grid that were in front of my face, I would pull on them. And when I would pull on them, everything would fold towards me. If I pulled it up like this, everything would go up with it. So it was everything looked like a piece of paper almost. But there was one line in the middle that went straight up through the whole grid, through my ceiling. That particular line, I couldn't move like this. It would just stay where it sat. I would try to go whoop. It wouldn't fold that way. It would just whoop, be just like that. The line was beaming with this white light around it. Blue line, white, just blinding. And I keep imagining what I looked like doing this, and I'm so happy no one came in my room because they would have just seen me going like this. But I saw this line, and I put my hand in it. And when I would put my hand in it, it would go through my hand. But I would be filled up immediately with so much love and so much joy that I could not stop crying. And so I'd put my hand in there, I'd feel it, I'd start crying, I'd take my hand out, I'd immediately stop. So I looked like this. crazy. I know. You're probably like, girl, a whole 8? Anyways, but this line was so strong and so light and peaceful. I could feel every vein in my body pumping with this healing energy in every fiber of my being. It was the most beautiful thing I think I've ever felt in my life. I felt rejuvenated. I felt at peace and just understood that the joy and the love that I was feeling was God, without a doubt in my mind. After that intense experience, I was journaling. And keep in mind, this was way before I even understood numerology to the depth that I do today. And I wish I still had that journal so I could show you how crazy it must have looked. But numbers equal God. And so I was writing that 1 is the self, like your ego self. And 2 is us. You and the person or item or whatever that you are exchanging energy with. 3 is the we, the collective, everybody. And 4 is God. And so that I was literally just writing stuff like that in my journal. I understood it all. Then you have 4 being the mission. 4 is the mission. 4 is truth. This is like God saying yes, right? So I was writing stuff like this. Look up, it's 4:44 in the morning. Okay, I understood all the ways I was self-sabotaging, especially with my relationship around food. I understood how beautiful I am inside and out, and how I was with somebody who was trying to teach me that I was not beautiful and trying to make me dim my light so I didn't blind their eyes. This experience made me understand how much love I am deserving of, and I cried a lot. It was really cathartic, but something about this depth of crying, I felt like I had let go of years and years of hurt that I had felt. Years of pain and sadness and all of this trauma that felt buried in my body. I just let it all go. I felt like I had been baptized. I felt like every single amount of hurt that I felt, I no longer had the desire to hold on to. And through this experience, I started understanding that me and you are genuinely one consciousness expressing itself differently. I still believe we have free will. I still believe we can do whatever, however. But long term, you deserve love as much as the next person. And life is really such a beautiful, gentle thing. And we do live in a country that is trying to kill us, to say the least. It's really just hard to be an American sometimes. But despite those types of powers trying to keep us down, we know God's truth. And we know, me and you, know that we deserve love. We deserve basic human rights. We deserve respect. And we respect one another. So this is not to influence anybody to do drugs. You know your limits. You know what you can handle. You can do whatever with your life because it's your life. All I can do is share my experience, answer any questions that you have for me down in the comments. And I just want to leave you with the knowledge that if you feel called to partake in plant medicine, you should definitely do it. If you are scared, do more research, and you'll know when it is your time to do it. Don't be scared. Do all your research before you think about doing those types of medicines. And I will leave this video here down in the description box if you are interested in other herbal medicines. And I love you very much. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe if you want to be a part of the community. And I will see you later.